So, why did I decide to create this series? Not just because of all the research that backs why different movement patterns and different ways of moving can support us cognitively and physically and emotionally and all those different ways, but mostly because I see a lot of new bodies when I teach. I've been teaching now somatic embodied movement for almost 2 years. However, I've been watching people in movement as a fitness professional for over 5 years. So anyway, I've seen a lot of people in movement, but what's interesting now, instead of being a fitness professional where I told people what to do and how to do it in different forms and different things we were trying to achieve, when I teach embodied movement, it's very different. There's no official technique or correct way to do it. I give some general guidelines. I also invite people into movement and give them sort of suggestions or prompts or things to play with or get curious about. But people have the decision to either do it or not do it. And so that's a very different thing for most people when they step into my class. They're kind of like deer in the headlights, like, what do you mean I'm supposed to move and let my body guide me into movement? I haven't even gone down into my body in years. I don't even know what's there. So first, let's just recognize, as my mentor, Erin Pace, says, going into the body and really feeling within, especially if it's not something that you cultivate often in your life, it can feel, as my mentor said, terrifying. So I just want to honor that first. So secondly, it feels terrifying. And then when you're there, you're like, this is very new and this is very uncomfortable. Not always. Some people are ready to go right away, but most people are like, woo, this is a really different way of being and feeling. And then what happens is people sort of default back to the patterns that they already know in their body, which is like obvious because those are the patterns that they know in their body, right? So that's totally fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just like anything, there are ways to sort of expand and learn a new way, to open yourself to new ways of being, of thinking, of exploring. And so that's what this is about. It's really sort of giving you different movement patterns to play with and just try and almost sort of like get them in your body to know, like, oh, I've never really moved like this. Like, this is a movement and a different way of maybe doing this I had never tried before. And then what happens is, I'm hoping, is that when you do join a class or work with me one-on-one on Zoom, that you will start to just notice your body's like, oh, I remembered that thing I did. And I really was like, oh, that felt like giving me a lot of relief in my shoulder. I kind of felt like it was holding a lot of emotion in that place. And then you're kind of like go into that without even thinking about it, because it's a new pattern that your body has played with, it's tried out a few times. And then when you go into that sort of flow of movement where you take one position and stretch, and then you move to another position and stretch as your body desires, as it sort of invites you, then you'll be like, oh yeah, like this one. Oh, I forgot about this one. And then what happens if I take this one to this one? And then what happens if I go here and then I try a little bit of this over here? So this is a lot of thinking, and this is a lot of getting you back into your brain. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more context on why I decided to create this series. So I hope that you enjoy it. You'll have to let me know, has it helped you? Has it sort of invited new movement into your body? What did you find? What did you feel? How do you move in your everyday life now that you've tried these movement practices? So would love to hear from you. You can find all that on my website, how to reach me, leslieafield.com. Okay, let's get into it.